Awesome.
Hello, and welcome to the Insaka Talk Show. My name is Nelly Matatila Bartholomew, coming to you out of Arlington, Texas. And in the studio with me, we have the beautiful Miss is Priska Wendavistas Chirua.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Insaka Talk Show, wherever and whatever day you watch us from. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you so much.
All right. And in the studio, we have a special guest. She's no stranger to the show. If you are following us, you've probably seen her on this show before. Please welcome Lizzie Kawe on our show today. Hey, Lizzie.
Hey everybody. Hey ladies, looking beautiful as usual.
We
And
know.
thank you for having me back. Hey,
Okay, this
thank you for
brings
having me back on the show.
you are welcome, Liz.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Of course, we know you're joking.
Yes, I just wanted to lighten up the room. If she's not in the studio, she's in the comments. She's the Khaleesi, Melanin Queen.
Yep.
Liz, it's good to have you back on here. And you're not a
Always a
stranger.
pleasure.
Thank
Yep.
you.
So, Priska.
Yes, ma'am. Icebreaker. We're going to start with an icebreaker question today. What are people most likely to get wrong about you? I will start with our guest host, Liz.
So apparently I'm not approachable.
Mm.
I am
Apparently or
this
evidently?
stuck up. Let me finish.
Apparently.
Apparently I'm not approachable and this stuck up person where people feel like they can't approach me. I'm not friendly. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know where it comes from because I'm the total opposite of that.
Mm.
I see
And-
Priska has something to say.
And before
Uh,
Priska says something, before she does, I will come in with my English and say evidently is not the right word because we are talking about what are people getting wrong about you. So it is apparently
An
It's
assumption.
right? Yeah.
Well, thank you, Madam Teacher. Thank you for the English. So, and forgive me if I'm ignorant to this. So, evidently, I don't know why I just thought evidently because it's true and there's evidence. So,
Right,
when do you use evidently?
when
Please
it's
do not laugh at my English.
no, it's okay.
Maybe around if you have to like. As a matter of fact, you just said something that you did not even understand yourself.
What did I
Oh,
say?
I don't know you. When do you use the word evidently?
When you're talking about factual, right? Evidence, it's derived from the word evidence. So evidently cannot go with wrong, right? Because we're talking about what people get wrong about you.
Okay. So and then this is how my mind was processing or be like, because I know that I'm not stuck up, because I know that I'm approachable. So this is true about me.
Mm.
And it's evident that I'm not, but then I get where you're coming from. It's just a confusion of English.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So what are people most likely to get wrong about you, Priska?
That I am very rude,
Mm.
that I am such a B person, and I am feisty.
Feisty.
Is that the right English to use? Yeah.
They're
that-
correct though. If somebody assumes that you're feisty, you are feisty.
Oh, so I can't use evidently here.
you are in actual fact feisty. which is for me, which I find is an attractive quality about you, right? Feisty, you have that fighting spirit, you're outspoken. So they wouldn't be wrong if they thought you were feisty, according to me, right? That's my assumption. But
I think they confuse me being honest and honest to myself and straightforward to being rude.
mm,
Liz, you had your hand up.
no, I was saying I second what she says.
I'm your friend. You're in Baltimore, Maryland.
But that's why I'm second. I'm just saying, evidently.
evidently they're correct.
You know, I've known you for way too long.
No
Sometimes I don't
loyalty.
even
Yeah.
remember.
He said, she said, Nelly said, she said, there is no loyalty.
Yeah, so
Okay, but what about what Liz said? Right? Do you think there is some truth in the fact that people think she's approachable? We didn't discuss that. Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have, yeah. She's not very, if
As
you
a
don't know
long-term
her, she
friend of
does
ours.
look snobbish. I think
Mm.
snobbish is the right word because she would just come in sneaking and be in the corner. And the root part about her is she's always on the phone. It doesn't matter where you are, Liz is on the phone, watching reels loud too. Not
Oh my
not
God.
in her ear or whatever. That's the root part about her.
AT&T ain't cheap. I have to make sure that I use my services.
But she's actually very nice. You have to know her to know that she's not snobbish. She's one of the most, when she's reliable, she is. When she's not,
Mhm.
she pulls a knock on no show.
Priska, that's way, 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 way back. I haven't done that in the last few years, so that does not count. 6,
No,
7 years ago does not count.
Yeah. But
I
no,
know,
she
right?
is.
Because we are allowed to change.
And I've
Mhm.
changed for the
No, she
better.
just put a knock on no show on me two weeks ago.
Priska,
And I'm
moving on.
used
I
to
can't
that.
help you there, Liz. I can't help you. I'll just drink water on this one. Mm.
Nelly, what about you?
I think for me, it's a couple of things. Liz's issue, like in the past, used to be people used to think I was very much unapproachable, very unfriendly, if you will. That's what people used to think. You know, I had guys come up to me and say, I really liked you and wanted to come, and even just saying hi, you intimidated me, you know. So
Intimidating you are.
yeah, yeah, maybe.
Good thing. Not tradition.
Yeah, I think the other thing is also people think I have millions of dollars to my name, but
That is true. You're very comfortable in the governor's mansion with the two flags. There's only one flag missing, the Zambian flag. Oh, four flags missing. The Tony, Zambia,
Texas.
and Texas. No, you have Texas and the United States, right?
No, we have the US flag.
You have the US flag. Okay.
But you know, we have the Grenadian flag in the garage. We just haven't put it up. So whenever we go to carnivals and stuff, we always bring the flag and we wave it around. And he was like, since we have the Grenadian flag, buy the Zambian flag. So when we go to a carnival, I want you to hold up the Zambian flag too, so you can represent. I was like, okay. Went on Amazon, found one. Yeah. All right. So now that we've broken the ice, ladies, we would like for you guys at home who are watching to let us know when what is it that people are most likely to get wrong about you. Okay, let us know in the comments. We would love to know as well. And now we're moving to the community news. Miss Liz, can you please let us know what's happening in the AZDMV area?
Okay, so August 24th, mark your calendars, everybody. We are having our 3rd annual gala. This is open to everybody, Zambians, non-Zambians. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a brother, tell a sister
I like
that
that.
it's happening. August 24th, tickets are available for sale. So if you want to get your tickets, this is the time to get them, reserve your seats. Another good thing about the gala is we're close to the White House, Washington. So if you've never been, or second visit, third visit, fourth visit, please use this event to also come and mingle with people, visit the DMV area. And like I said, tickets available for sale. You can contact anybody in the AZDMV association. We can.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Additionally, there are different events going on. We know that obviously in October we'll be going to the Oza to celebrate Zambia's 60th Independence Party. But I'm appealing especially to those of you that don't even need to fly. Go and support. You know, you may meet somebody. This is a networking event, right? If I were within driving distance, I would definitely have come. But even for those that need to fly, if your logistics say you can do it, then go ahead and do it. Let's
Yeah.
support one another, right?
Thank you. Liz, another thing that we have is we're selling tables too as a package, which is
Mhm.
cheaper. You
Yes.
get to save. I'm not sure you're the finance director, so I don't know the numbers, but you get to save some money if you purchase a table. And we also have VIP sitting. With that, our master of ceremonies, Dr. Henry Musoma, if you've never heard him speak or say anything, guys, you will learn about oranges and seeds and that one. We have a renowned real estate agent, Brenda Kasuva. She'll be talking about purchasing home, especially immigrants. We shy away from purchasing home. We think it's such a big like it's so complicated, but it's not as complicated as it seems to be. So networking, powering dinner will be amazing. I'll be there. I'm already looking for what am I going to wear because I'm going to be cute. It will definitely be a jumpsuit. I cannot tell which one out of 20 that I have with the trend.
All right, all right. That is great. Guys, before we get into this topic of he said, she said, we just want to thank our sponsors. And with that, we just want to share this short message with you all to thank our sponsors for their support.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents, and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining,
All right. Welcome back to the Insaka Talk Show. We are grateful to our sponsors. If you don't have insurance, please get some. Now, diving into our main topic for today, guys, he said, she said, and basically the effects of gossip, right? How does that play onto our lives? How does gossip affect us, right? What are the consequences of gossip? So I think to begin, I would love to ask each of you ladies, like, what is your definition of gossip, right? Um,
um Spreading rumors that are not true,
mhm,
um making up stories that are not true,
mm,
and also even if they're true but spreading it in a negative way
mm,
with intentions of hurting somebody or somebody not liking somebody. for me, that's what it is. But also, the question is,
Mhm.
if you and I have a conversation and I said this stays between us, and you tell somebody, is that gossip?
I think
Am I answering an
I
answer
think
with a question? Am I answering a question with a question?
yes, but I think it's a valid question.
Okay,
Um, I
let
think it's, I
forget
think it's a
about it
valid question. We can delve into that in just a little
later.
bit.
Okay.
I want to hear what Liz thinks. What is gossip to you, Liz?
It's talking about things that are not confirmed. You
Mm,
hear something and then it's
mhm,
not confirmed whether it's true, whether it's not true, and you're there
mhm.
on the phone, texting on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Liz, you
Yeah.
I
might want to
mean,
move back so we can see the whole of you. Thank you. Not that far. We want to see your pretty face with your hair and your glasses, so we can gossip
thank
about it and say that hair she was wearing is Indian hair. It's not Vietnamese. I'm joking.
confirmed.
She said confirmed, so it's not gossip. Yeah,
Nelly,
I think for me, simply put, it gossip is telling untruths as if they were truths, right? I think that's how I think about it. You go and tell something that is untrue as if it is true. You parading untruths as if they were true. So yeah, that's how I look at it. But I'm gonna go back to your question, Priska. Like if you tell somebody something, if you tell me something and says this stays between us, um, and then I go ahead and tell somebody else, would that constitute gossip? Was that what you asked?
yes. Well, let me. What is the definition of gossip before we answer that question?
Actually, you guys gave so the textbook definition is it is casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. So
Liz,
you
did you look it up?
hit the nail on the head with it.
I just know things. I'm smarter than you think.
Are you smart than a fifth grader?
Okay, Nelly, go ahead.
Yeah, so that is, but I was trying to confirm, go back to your question, right?
Yes.
For us to talk about that question. So what do you think, Liz? If Priska tells you something, or she tells me something, and then she tells me after sharing whatever information and says this stays between us, and then I come and tell you, would that constitute gossip?
I feel like it does because you're basically putting other people's business out there.
Hmm.
Even though it might be confirmed,
Hmm.
but not everything that's confirmed has to be. There's some information that's supposed to be private. Some of my business I might tell Priska might be
Hmm.
private. So if she goes and tells you, you're basically gossiping about my business. So
Right.
I would consider it as gossiping.
Yeah, I think I agree with you to a certain degree, right? If something is told in confidence and then you break the confidence, right? I think that's where even the word gossip is really, when people think about gossip, it's about I told you something, I told you in confidence, now the whole neighborhood knows about it, right?
Yeah, I think
Even
we
if
are
it's true.
all a little bit guilty when it comes to that. Another example. If I go to Liz, if I go to Liz and say, "Ah, Nelly is so full of it. She's so disrespectful. She's so rude. She's this. She's this. She's this. She's right." I'm telling Liz about you. Is that gossip?
Yes, I think it is, if you haven't told me, right?
Okay,
If that's what you think about me, and then you
I
tell
have
me,
not
Nelly,
confronted you.
I feel like you are rude and you're disrespectful, and because of ABC, right? Then you are confronting me with something that you feel is you've experienced directly from me, and then, but if you haven't told me, and then you turn around and go and tell Liz, you're not helping me. So I think now, as we go on in this topic, I feel like we are adding layers to the definition of gossip.
Gossip, yeah.
I think another layer to it would be um, telling, somebody's problem or business without actually confronting them first about it. Because maybe if you came to me, if you're really concerned and you talk to me about it, my response might be, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that that's how I'm coming out as a cross. And then it would end there, because now I know my behavior because you called it out, and now I need to change my behavior. I'm conscious of it.
Okay.
However, if you've told me about my behavior and I keep perpetuating the same behavior, I think if you go to Liz and say, Nelly is so rude and, disrespectful and whatever, I think it wouldn't be gossip at that point, because you've told me I refuse to change.
Okay. Then can we say that we're all guilty, a little bit guilty about gossip? Like we
I
all
do
gossip.
gossip.
Yes, we are all gossiping.
I do. I'm guilty. I do
I'm a
gossip.
lady.
But
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
it's gossip and then
Then-
if it's my opinion that you are this kind of person, and I go and tell Nelly, I call you and say, Priska is this and that, would that be gossiping?
No, then you're venting.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
because
let's
it's-
move on.
There are so many scenarios, right?
The
Yeah.
yeah. So the psychological impact on how gossip affect our mental health of the person that you're talking about. If Nelly,
Yeah. So the whole reason that we're doing this topic is because it was brought to us by, one of you guys, one of our viewers, Sandra. We talked about this, and you're like, hey, I would like to know why some people, if I come to you, Liz, and I tell you something about Priska, you've been friends with Priska for many years, right? Then I come to you and say, Priska said that, ABC about you. Then you turn around and stop speaking to Priska because of what I told you, without actually even confirming with Priska first. So these are some of because everybody doesn't handle information the same way. And so these are some of the psychological impacts or dangers of gossiping, because friendships can be ruined, right? Because I came and I said something untrue. And this is what Sandra wanted us to tackle on the topic today. Like, can we talk about those people who are gossipers that go around perpetuating gossip about other people and ruin relationships? And unfortunately, the person that they are telling this to does not come back, right? And say, hey, I heard blah, blah, blah. Is that true? So, yeah.
in that moment, that's when we do a three-way.
Absolutely.
That is the moment we say three-way. Hey, Nelly, hold on. Liz, Nelly's on the phone. And Liz, Nelly said, I said, she's got a bad attitude. Did you mean to say that, or were you just saying that?
Or maybe you were misquoted, or can you exculpate yourself?
Okay, that English is too much now. What does that mean?
I am one to tell people, I'm like, if this person said I said this, put them on the phone. I'm not answering anything. And this happened to me not too long ago, where someone was told I said this and said that. They called me. I said, for this conversation to go on, put the person on the phone, because I don't want, or he said this, she said that, and Lizzie looks like the bad person. Lizzie's the one coming up with stories. So we can all have a meeting. There's WhatsApp, there's all that, or we can meet in person when it's convenient for me. When I'm available, not when I'm available and I have the time, then we can meet up and we can all discuss about what Lizzie said and what Lizzie didn't say.
I think you're doing better. I remember a couple of years ago, there was this auntie from Ghana and this auntie from Senegal.
The
She
auntie.
told you something about what Auntie Ghana said. Liz did not even wait a minute.
Hey.
She right away texted and said, "We're no longer friends. We're over. You were gossiping." I was like, can you even just wait and
You're
confirm?
right.
I will never tell you anything that somebody said something about you. So you're doing much better now.
I think I've learned a lot.
She straight away just said, "We're no longer friends." You said that. I was like, you didn't even confirm. And
He
even
say, she say has taught me a lot of things, and I'm now a better person. I have better relationships with people, and he say, she say has broken a lot of relationships, my relationships with certain people.
Mm.
But as I grow, I realize, Jesus, you just like that. But now, it doesn't
I
slide with
know.
me. So
In that moment, I said, Auntie Senegal, they are just some names you don't repeat. And I said to myself, I will never repeat anything to Liz. She would disclose who said and said it right away.
I'm changed now. I'm
Ah.
not like that. You
Yeah, I think it has a negative impact on that person. And before we repeat stuff, there are just some things that you don't have to repeat. If Nelly and I were having a conversation about Liz, that's very deep and very personal, and that's very hurtful. I Before I take it to Liz, I have to think, how is this going to affect her
Mhm.
in a negative way? And
Mhm.
the every time that Liz thinks about what Nelly said about her, she will remember the person that delivered the information to her, and that would be me. So I would not want to put myself in that position. Psychologically, it does have an impact
Mhm.
on us. Yeah, Liz, you're next.
Okay. The role of gossip in lowering self-esteem and increasing anxiety. Yes.
I don't care.
People say things, and the people that are strong that would just let it brush it off.
Yeah,
But not everybody's the same.
it's
Some
wrong.
people take it very personally,
Mhm.
and it just makes them feel like they're nobody. And because when you walk around, when you hear, oh, this person said this about you, you're now looking at everybody. What do they know? What did they hear about me? When you
Mhm.
go to certain places, you can't be yourself because you're scared. I might act like this, and they just be looking at me and saying, look at her. She's acting like this. She's behaving like this. We all
Yeah.
know what kind of person she is. So
Mhm.
it does kind of lower your self-esteem, especially for people that are not strong. You
Mhm.
have to be
Emotional.
strong-minded, even the strong ones, because we're humans. Um, and then just that you get scared of going to certain events because you're
Mhm.
scared. If I see them, you see people talking, that's you think that's all they're talking about,
Yeah.
even though you know it's not true. But because that, you just see people gathering together, they talk, they look at you, they smile, they look away and stuff like that. So you're just thinking, it just keeps you in that corner where you don't want to associate with anybody. You just want to be away from everybody. You
Mhm.
want to be away from the community, just want to build your own fence. And so it
Yeah.
does, yeah.
Maybe
Mm.
can I respond? Nelly, you didn't respond to what Liz said, or you just agreeing?
No, I agree with her. And I was going to say it really just brings us into the social dynamics of gossiping, right? She touched on it a little bit, and I figured let's just go ahead and talk about what that does. Unless you want to, of course, if you have something you want to say about
Yeah,
Heidi.
maybe something is wrong with me. I learned a long time ago that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So really, and Nelly, there was a situation where somebody wrote something and you were like, "I took care of it. Does it hurt?" And I said, "I don't care," because number one, it's not true. Number two,
Mhm.
if I'm going to give it life,
Mhm.
whatever it is that you said about me, that means I'm acknowledging it and I'm accepting it. So that is your opinion of me. As long as God approves and my family approves, I don't think it's the gossip and what you say that will lower my self esteem.
Mhm.
Especially Liz, when she said, when you're at a function, they're looking at you. That's when I'm walking
Mhm.
in the mirror and said, "Excuse me, excuse me." The same behavior that you said that I have is what I'm really going to portray.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, no, no. That's good. I think it's a good tip for people that suffer from anxiety, for people that suffer from low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Um, Not everybody is built the same way, but how do you cope, right? If you find yourself in the middle of of a big gossip about you that lowers your self-esteem, how do you cope? I think, Priska said it right. Just think about it this way. I love to look at it this way. Don't give someone else the remote control to your emotions. You know, the moment you start to dwell on those words, you're giving somebody else the remote control to your life and your emotions. You're literally telling them they can take it and just press and press. If they press this button, you start to dance to this tune.
Yeah.
No, be your own person. And as long as in your heart of hearts, you know that it is untrue. And if there's a way for you to exonerate yourself from the rumors, go ahead and put it maybe on your social media page. If you have such a platform, make a statement. But otherwise, yeah, let it be. Let it be.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, we talked about social settings, right? And now we want to move into the social dynamics of why people gossip. Why are they gossiping in the first place? What is the purpose? What is the reason for me to get up and start making unfounded rumors? And some of those reasons are they're seeking for power. They want to be the ones to be known, that every time something happens, they're in the know, right? If you want to know what's happening, talk to so and so. He'll know, or she'll know. And I say he because there's a lot of men out there gossiping. It's not just women.
I
And
can name a few.
I know one gossiper, one liar, one
I can name a few, but I'm not mentioning names.
yeah. So, for other reasons like social bonding, they feel like if they are the ones that have the news, the deets, everybody will go to them, and they have a good social standing, or maybe because they don't like you and they're revenging for something.
Can we even talk about the keyboard warriors?
Mhm. Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can gossip create social bonds and also lead to social exclusion? Liz, you spoke about that.
Mhm.
For me, social bonds, yes. Maybe that's just you have friends that you do different things with, and there's just that one that you like. Did you see? Did you see? The only time you bond is when you're talking about people in the
Other
community.
people. Mhm.
Social exclusion, maybe if you care. Liz, you talked about it. I don't care. I am coming right there where you don't even think that I'm coming. And I'll
Yeah,
look at you like,
but this could also be not for the person being gossiped about, but the exclusion can also happen for the person if you are a peperempe, a
Mhm.
mlomolist, the one that is always perpetuating. People will start to avoid you.
oh yeah,
When,
oh in
when
that.
they catch on to you, right? When there are events happening, they'll be like, we're not calling so and so because,
And
yeah,
this is a private conversation. We
yeah,
want to be comfortable. We want
yeah,
to be vulnerable. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
So you will be excluded if you are the kind of person that's always spreading rumors and gossip around. So be careful of that, you know.
Yeah.
Liz, this is for you who still goes into the workplace.
Yeah.
I can't say much. I have a lot of people that are watching, will be watching, so I have to be very careful with what I say. All right.
Mm,
But workplace, it can affect, how can I put it? Can I speak Bemba?
Yes.
Mix
yes.
it up. Sungu nech Bemba.
Lana kwetwemba ngobo bomba nabo barakumva.
Ah, yeah, with you. It doesn't matter. The
Oh,
truth.
now it doesn't. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
That was a quick
But it
switch.
just affects because when you work with different people,
Mm,
there's certain people that you might work with where they're gossiping about you and you don't know where that information is going to go, especially for people that work in corporate.
mhm,
HR, they can say this, they can say that. They don't have any evidence that it's just gossip or anything. But now they're going to start
mm,
looking at you, looking at everything that you do.
mhm,
And you might make just one simple mistake on something else, and then because of now that watching everything that you do, that can affect your job. It can affect you getting promotions, you getting, because it'll be
True.
like, mm-mm. Or getting a promotion, the manager will be like, oh no, we can't have this person here because this is what they do, this is what they're known for. Everybody knows
Yeah.
they're like this, they're like that. So it does affect, especially when you're working in a company where you want to grow.
Mm.
You want to grow in that company, and with people gossiping about, gossiping, saying things about you, and 3 people out of 5 people say, oh yeah, this is it, this, the gang against you. It's what they say before they collect the evidence against what you say, and that can affect you growing in the business, in the company.
That is true.
I
All
would
right.
say avoid
Go ahead, Chris.
avoid gossiping at work.
Period.
And
And not,
and
you're there to work. Not
yeah,
everybody's your friend.
there's a difference between co-workers and
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah.
Acquaintances.
That one too. What is the word again?
You're making me repeat things.
Acquaintances.
There's a difference between a coworker and a friend. Let's not make friends, because the people that we work with, we constantly in competition with them for something, for either a promotion, who did better, employee of the
Mhm.
year, employer, and just don't. I personally don't even like to make friends at work. I think I want to leave work. Let's said HR, especially on social media. These employers go on social media and look at your personality, your outside life, things that you do, even the way you behave. That can also impact your promotion at work. Nelly, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was agreeing with you, and also depending on where you work, some organizations have really good culture, like work culture that fosters not competition but collaboration, right? So if
Mhm.
you're in an organization that fosters collaboration, usually, um, and I wanted to move in and talk about the next thing of how you manage workplace gossip, right? And in a professional setting, if say you're a manager and you're watching this, one of the things that you can do is, instead of fostering a spirit of competition among your team, encourage collaboration instead, right? Encourage teamwork. Because when people feel like they are part of a team, they are not going to tear each other apart. Because now they feel like your building block is going to build on mine and I'm going to build on yours. And together we rise,
Yeah,
right?
we're grown
So,
together.
so if you are a business person, maybe, you own a business or you are managing a team of people, make sure that to avoid, gossip, especially gossip that aims to bring others down, bring in collaboration and teamwork.
Yeah. Do you think social media amplifies gossip?
Mm, absolutely.
You think so? Let's. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
With
absolutely.
yeah, I'm gonna behave on this part. There's so many social media gossip. Um, what is the word? Pages? Is it a
Yeah,
page?
it's a lot of pages. There are some pages that we all know are specifically for gossip, you know.
It starts with the writing. When the grammar is wrong, you
Mm.
just know they're lying.
Hmm. I
Or
now started
twisting the
going to
truth.
Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see anything on social media before I even believe it's celebrities or whatever. I go online, Google, type in, see, okay, this is,
Yeah.
because people just post anything, especially now that people are getting paid for followers, the one views. They'll just post anything.
Yeah.
They post anything. You click on that link, you're watching, they're getting paid, or however this whole social media works. So when I see a topic, before I fully click on it, I go on Google, type in Google, and then I'm like, okay, it's there. Then
You know what is disturbing though? It is those people that leave on posting negative information on social media. All they report is just negative
Yeah.
information. How do you sleep at night?
Yeah.
And when your turn comes, when people start talking about you, you start complaining. So
Mhm.
don't dish it if you cannot take it.
Ooh. Amen. Amen. And how about the celebrities and public figures? How does, because I think like some bloggers or vloggers feel like it's easy for me to pick on Naomi Campbell and talk about her because she's a celebrity out there. She's not somebody I'm closely affiliated to. And they feel they can just perpetuate rumors about celebrities. How do you think that affects them as people? Is there a difference between personal gossip and like celebrity gossip, you
No,
think?
we're all human beings.
Mhm.
We're
It's the
all human.
same. Some of
Yeah.
them just put it on for show to
Mhm.
act like it doesn't really affect them, it doesn't bother them for publicity, but at the end of the day, we're all humans. So
Speaking of that,
It's
go
mhm.
ahead, Nelly.
I was going to say, and some people will argue that, hey, if you are in the public eye, then you need to have thick skin. You should be able to handle whatever people unleash at you.
We're all in the public eye. It's just that some of us are not on TV, some of us are not fashion shows.
Mhm.
I'm in public eye with my friends and the people that I surround myself with. So
Mhm.
that really doesn't make a difference. It's just that more people know her than they know me. So at the end of the day, she's a human being. But the question I
Sure.
was going to ask is the ones that respond, do you think they should not respond? I'll give Kiddis as an example. Kiddis respond to your nonsense. Is there anything wrong with that?
Maybe that's the approach that helps her sleep better at night or deal with the mental anxieties that being talked about brings. Maybe that's her way of processing it, right? While your way and my way, maybe like I'll just brush it off and keep moving.
Yeah.
Maybe her way is I'm going to respond. If I don't respond, my hands are going to be itchy. It's going to bother me the whole day. Like I need to. So I
I
don't know.
think, yeah. I think because I think she should respond. You do not talk to me. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. As
Mm,
you give it to me, I will give you that energy right back. She's done very well. She should be responding to them. Des, what are your thoughts?
mm,
um as far as responding, it works both ways. Sometimes people respond because they want to, I want to prove to everybody. They want to prove this is not true, this is not true. But at the end of the day, with like with me personally, I always say those that know me know what I'm capable of doing. And those that don't know me believe whatever they want to believe. So at the end of the day, I don't have to prove to anybody that, okay, I'm not this or I'm this, I'm this, because the people that are close to me, the people that I care for, that care for me, know who
mm.
Lizzie is. They know what Liz is capable of doing. So the rest,
Yeah.
think what you want to think. If it makes you sleep well at night by thinking Lizzie is this, Liz is that. So sometimes responding, it just makes people feel like, okay, I'm trying to prove this is not the truth. And then sometimes also just for yourself to feel better, I'm not gonna give them that platform of saying anything about me, and I just keep quiet. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
I'll put my statement out there.
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, as we conclude, we want to make sure we leave you with some, practical tips and information. So, one of the things that you need to consider if you've been a gossiper in the past or you're currently a gossiper, one of the ethical, you need to consider what good is this information if I share it? Is it building or is it breaking? Right? And Priska, I want you to talk about the next point here.
Fine
You know,
line between sharing news and harmful. Yes. I already gave an example. When you are like Roger Ramjet, we have a conversation. We are having a conversation. Nelly and I are talking about Liz, right?
mm,
Oh, Liz this, Liz that, Liz this, this that. I get up and I go to Liz and say, Liz, Nelly said this and Nelly said that. It'll be foolish of Liz to
Mhm.
get up like she was foolish in the past to just text Auntie Ghana and say, Auntie,
Oh
this.
boy.
I think before I even go to Liz, I need to know what is it that I can repeat to Liz? How is this going to affect her mentally? Not only mentally, her relationships and everybody else.
Yeah.
It is not okay. It is not okay. We also need to normalize when somebody comes to you with information and say, Liz said this, and let's pick up the phone and let's ask Liz, Liz, did you mean to say this? Yeah. Fact check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you mean to say this or she misunderstood you? Or did she exaggerate the truth? And what is Liz's motive? What is
Mm-hmm.
my motive for saying
Mm-hmm.
that to her? So
Yeah.
sometimes you people break relationships and friendships. And lately, I believe in sitting down and talking and saying, clarify. We had this conversation the other day. Let us clarify what happened. Was this a misunderstanding? I thought this and that. Yeah. So stop sharing news that is harmful and rumors.
Mm-hmm. So, in conclusion, we're going to give you some tips on how you can resolve conflict that is brought about by gossip, right? Some of the ways that you can resolve, issues or problems that affect the relationship because of gossip is open communication. We've already talked about this. I think communicate, communicate, communicate. And also, this one is big on Priska's calendar, also setting boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, I think if somebody knows that I'm not the kind of person you can come to with rumors, like my mom, oh, she's so big that on rumors that sometimes dad might want to tell her something. She's like, hey, wait, does that pertain to me? Before he even starts. Like I don't want to hear something that is not meant for me. So set your boundaries, let the people that you love or those around you know that, hey, I'm not that type of person that you can come to with stories that are not factual. And I'll just leave it up to you. We'll start with you, Priska. In conclusion, as we close out, what is the last word?
I think I already said it. Sandra, thank you for suggesting this topic. We talked about it. I hopefully in the comments, you guys let us know, answer, communicate. And for those of you that are spreading rumors that are not true, stop it.
Yeah.
If you and I have a conversation, it ends between us. You don't need to repeat it to the second and third person. And if I am able to tell you in your face, like Liz, you're full of it, I don't like you in this moment, and I get up and I go and tell Nelly, that is not considered gossip.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's be very mindful what we say, what we do, and what information you give. Stop creating stories. Dear Roger Ramjet, he says, she said, broke a lot of relationships and friendships, like Liz said. Let's learn not to do that. From me, this is the Instacart Talk Show. Liz?
Just if someone comes and tells you something about somebody, and then Priska comes to tell me something about Nelly, and Nelly comes and says, so with that conversation, was it just Nelly talking? Or why is that person comfortable with coming to you to talk about Liz's business?
Yeah.
And if that person was comfortable to sit there with you and talk about Liz's business, she responded, he responded, watch out for them too.
Yep. There you go.
He said,
that's a good one. Yeah.
So you can break that gossip by trying to also cut off the person that's bringing the gossip to you. Just snip it in the bud and say, look, whatever was said, I don't want to know what made that person comfortable to come and talk to you about my business.
Mean Girl.
All right. And with that, we want to give you the movie of the week. And based on the topic, it is Mean Girls. Okay. So go ahead and watch it. It's a little bit old. I believe, is it Lindsay Lohan in there?
Yeah.
It's Lindsay Lohan in there.
Where is she lately?
I don't know.
The
She
last
moved
I
to
saw,
Europe, right?
Was she?
Yeah, she moved to Europe.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, we We've come to the end of today's show, and thank you so much for sticking with us. I hope you've learned something. Go and be better. As usual, we are here to educate, entertain, inform, empower, all of the above. All right. So stay blessed. This is the Insaka Talk Show. Toulouse.
Bye-bye.
Bye.